Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and in today's video we will continue our work on our sword system. And since we have already dealt with our sword style thing right here, we can start with our basic sword combat and maybe an equipping animation first of all before we get into the basic attacks of your sword. And then at the end of our sword series, within this One Piece series of course, we will work on all of those single moves we have created in the first episode about the swords, of course. Okay, so in order to proceed with this video, we of course need to animate a lot. In this case, we need to create a lot of sword related animations. So I'm gonna create this sword equipping stance animation. And yeah. Okay, so let me animate this thing, and then I'm gonna explain something about this animation right here, because stance or idling animations, especially when you hold something in your hands, so they are a little bit special, okay? But I'm gonna explain some more after we have finished this one. Alright, so this seems okay, okay? And let me now explain something I wanted to explain to you about this sword idling animation. So the important thing is that you only animate the upper torso and the arms, okay, but not the legs or anything. And let me tell you the reason why. So when it comes to those kind of idling animations where you are supposed to still move, you know, so you can differentiate between two types of idling animations. The first one is an actual idling animation, which only appears when you really stand still without moving or anything, okay? So let me just quickly save this animation and let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So the first type of idling animation I was talking about is something like this, okay? So we are not moving or anything, we are just standing still, and we are performing this idling right here. And the second type of idling animation would be, well, it is a little bit complicated to understand, but it would be our sword holding idling animation whatsoever while you are moving. And the thing is that, imagine that you have this idling animation while you're moving, means your legs just stand stiff like this, your arms as well, so you have no walking animation or anything, you are just moving around with your idling animation, okay? So that would happen if you would not consider to only do changes on your upper arms and your upper torso. And instead of changing the animation priority up here, so if you click on those three dots and then select the animation priority, so instead of selecting action, as we always do, you want to select movement, because this type or this priority really adapts to your animations which are currently playing, and if you're moving, then it will adapt to the walking animation. Means your upper torso will change its animation, while your legs are still moving. Okay, and that's the idea behind yeah, the thing I've just explained to you. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's export this animation, and let's just try it out, because it might happen that I'm wrong. So I could be wrong, possibly, but we'll see. So export this thing and save your animation ID somewhere below in the bar, for example. And now let's get onto this equipping thing. All right. So the first thing we want to do is that we want to create a new animation. So local x instance.new. Wait, there's a mosquito in my room. Yeah. So create this animation when you want to apply a certain sword style. Alright, so I had to go AFK, so where did I left off? Yeah, so we of course do this animation creation within this apply sword style. Makes sense. So if we are supposed to apply any sword or sword style to our character, then we of course want to play an equipping animation, okay? Makes sense, guys. So instance.new, of course we are creating a new animation instead of our character. Let's call this thing sword anim. And let's give it a certain animation ID, which is of course this one. So the one you have put inside of your bar, hopefully. So ROBLOX set ID, RBX. Okay, and now the loader, char humanoid animator load animation x loader play. Okay. So I'm gonna explain those lines later. I just want to see if this works fine, without any issues. Okay. We should put this instead of here. Or never mind, wait. Let's do it this way. Okay. Yeah, so let me explain you what I've just done. So up here, first of all, so you guys should know about this. This is basically destroying everything sword related, and in this case, we want to check if the thing we have found is an animation, because our equipping or idling animation has sword in its name, okay? And if it is an animation, then we need to make the animation stop before we destroy it, and therefore we need to loop through the playing animations, or the currently playing animations, which can be done by doing this. So referring to the humanoid and then calling this get playing animation tracks function, and then we check if the animation, or if any of those, so we are looping through this, okay? So we are looping through a list of the currently playing animations, and we are checking, at least right here, if one of those have or has the same name as our animation, which has passed the check up here and which has the term sword in its name. Because if that's the case, then we have found the animation we want to stop, and we are going to destroy the animation later on. Okay, and let's say you have found something else than an animation, then this check would be ignored and it would just directly destroy it. Okay, now down here we are creating a new animation. We are giving it the name sword anim, so it is important that your animation right here has the term sword in it, otherwise it would not be destroyed up here. And down here we are assigning a certain animation ID to it, which which can only be used for the first sword style. Okay, and we are going to put, or we are going to do the same thing for our other two sword styles. We just need different animations, okay, which we do not have, or which which we haven't made yet. Okay, and down here we are just loading the animation through this animator instance, and we are playing the animation. Okay, now we need to fix our animation because it had some issues, and we can easily fix them. So the hand and the head, so those three, so the hands and the head were wiggling around, and we can just fix that by selecting one of those objects and then rotate it in any way. This doesn't matter how, so just rotate it once and then back, so that nothing actually has happened, but that there is an entry right here. Okay, so that's the most important thing. So there has to be a keyframe up there after you have done this in order to make it work fine. Okay, so now re-export everything and check it out. Okay, close this thing. Come on. Yeah. Well, I'm honest, it looks very, very, very weird. But that's just how it is. So I'm not the best animator. If there is any skilled animator out there who's watching those videos, then create your own animation. So that's the animation for this tutorial. All right. Okay, so let me create a new animation for the second sword style. Okay. Actually, the second sword style and the third sword style, they both share the same animation, because if you think about it, the only difference in between those two sword styles is that one sword style has no sword in its mouth. Okay, and that's actually the only difference. Therefore, we can just easily create one more sword style right here, and and then we are over. Okay, so let's add some movement to it, and then we can actually go ahead and end the video, because I don't think that I'll be completing. Wait. Do not forget to make those limbs move. So 1, 2, in order to prevent them from wiggling, from jiggling around whatsoever. Okay. So so I'm gonna end the video after I have finished those equipping animations, because I don't see any reason in starting some new stuff, which I'm not gonna complete within the next 10 minutes. Okay, so I prefer to start it in the next video with, or in the next episode, let's say, with some more time left. Wait. Okay, so let me export this one. Oh yeah, and do not forget to change the animation priority to movement, of course, and then export this one. And just copy the ID and paste it inside of those two lines right here. So I have told you that both sword styles will share the same animation because there is barely any difference in between those. Yeah, there we go. he looks so stiff. Oh, I forgot to loop it. I forgot to loop it. So of course do not forget to loop it because that's essential for an idling animation. So export it again. And then we are good to go, okay? So I'm gonna end the video at this point. I'm just gonna try it out once more. And it will of course work because it was about to work earlier. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. If you have enjoyed it, then please leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends. Yeah, like this video, and take care, and see you in the next video, guys.